Hello, King Jaquin. Woo! How you doing, Jacoby? Our security expert. How's life with you, brother? Yes, evening. Well, I'm in Canada. What time is it over there where you are? It's 7:33 Central here. What you got? Hey, my life. Exactly. What did you near battle? You have I was looking for you at the I had a right after church. I was sitting in my office and I did a live for members. That's cool. Well, King Jaquin, thank you so much for the man. That was amazing. That was amazing what you did. Oh God, my Lord. Woo! I'm blown away. I can't wait to share my with my wife. She's like, "What?" Well done, brother. And I hear you're coming in November to Texas. Oh, you guys are Eastern. Okay. Hey, Onarje, how you doing? Did I reply your email? Yes, I did. I just said go in. I said go in. Woo! Opportunity. If you hold any of these digital assets, my friends, you are um you are you are set up. I'm telling you. We are going to see harvest. We're entering harvest season. Harvest season. Hello, Schroed. How you doing? How's Germany? I'm doing well. Are you in Germany? Just please. I'm maybe mixing you with somebody else. Forgive me. Awesome. He told me yesterday. I was excited. I'll be back in November 6 to 9. Woo-hoo-hoo. How far are you from Texas? Are you driving or flying in? This is live, Sherry Morgan. Anyone who missed the if you missed the meme coinology conference, this is please can you join in welcoming uh Jacoby Mans? Jacoby, King Jaquin. Jacoby is the guy who did the security portion. That was awesome. He blew that like again. I don't know what to say, but people have been saying thank you, thank you. You should see the emails we've been getting, like in response. Yeah, a lot of people don't know these things. And Jacoby, I'd like to do something for our church. I said it during at the service this morning, and people are like, "Okay." So I'd like to bring you on. I'll talk to Kryptonite about it. It's going to be kind of a different setup type of thing, but we'll definitely take care of you. So I'll talk to you about it. If you can send me your details, I think I have it from one of Kryptonite's emails to me, but I'll check. But you can email me directly, just if you want to. Oh my God, that's a crazy. Oh, hoo, hoo. No, you have to fly in. Okay, awesome, sure. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. When Lambo, Johnny, Johnny, I was thinking about you today. I was like, man, I know, but you aren't you supposed to be visiting family? Usually by this time you're with Mama, right? How's she doing, by the way? How's she doing? Did you go see her this weekend? All right, everybody. Let's talk about what's we are rounding a corner. Um, King Jaquin, tell us what do you think? Yes, you have my email, or you have my email. It's the I'm gonna put my email up here. Give me 1 second here. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. That's my email, but you have the other one too, which is Andaza, the one with my name. Any of them will get to me. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? How was your Sundays? Who was in church today? Some of my subscribers don't attend a church, so I always try to tell people try to find a place. Are we holding Wiki Cat? Of course, Mark. Mark, how do you pronounce your name? Sorry, Mark. Sorry. Oh, you have to. Oh my God, 14 hours. Yes, that's crazy. I'm doing well, my buddy boy. My boy, I'm doing good. You doing good? I saw your message the other time that you were on a roof working so hard. Okay. Oh yeah, but thank God the pay is good. You can buy more XRP or XLM or Wiki Cat. So have you sold your Wiki Cat? No, you should hold Wiki Cat. It's holding a good floor, a good bottom at close to 100 million market cap. Let's take a look at Wiki Cat. Let's see what's going on with that one. And there's some good news about Electronium right now. So, my life, what were you saying about Electronium? Can you just say what you wanted to say? So here's WikiCat at 98 million market cap. Like we, depending on when you bought it. So when did you buy your WikiCat? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Never been done in a meme coin. I mean, Volt Inu has a debit card, just so you know. Volt Inu had a debit card. Shiba Inu can be used to pay for items. There's a couple things that have been done. As the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun, but they are very unique in how they're approaching it, and they're kind of tying the community. Remember, like I always say, a meme coin already has what would I say? A meme coin already has utility. People say it doesn't have utility. I don't agree, because every meme coin you buy, you can convert it into dollars and spend it, right? If it goes up in value by 10%, by 20 or 300%. So the utility there is it's functioning within the economic system of your community. And I'm not talking about crypto community, I mean the wider community. You go out to 7-Eleven, you can use Shiba Inu to purchase things, right? So that's been done already, but they're very unique in how they're doing their penny remit, penny tools, and the SMC bank and the SMC ID. You can actually join the SMC community as well. So there's a lot of, and you earn points on the SMC community. So for the gentleman who was talking about whether we're still holding, that's Mark. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Please forgive me if I murdered it. Mark or Marque, Marquise. Mark was saying, if we're still holding, well, why would we sell it? If you bought it at 6 zeros and 2, you might be thinking it's not going to do anything. Well, in my opinion, I'm going to tell you that WikiCat is gearing up for a 15x. I don't know if it'll be straight up, but I think it'll go like steps. It'll go all the way to a 5x, then it'll do another 5x, then 10x, something like that, or 2x. It'll be a gradual going up, but it'll be quick. Why? One of the strongest communities right now that mirror the Shiba Inu craziness, and I say it in a positive sense, of 2021 is WikiCat. There is no community that is as solid, that is as ubiquitous as the WikiCat community on the internet today. And I'm telling you, that's what you need: a meme coin who, any any meme coin. I mean, look at Shiba Inu. What is Shiba Inu's market cap? I'm just telling you. If you look at Shiba, let's look at Shiba here. I'm just going to open it for you. So Shiba right now, the market cap is at 7.06 billion. Okay, so if WikiCat goes to 7.06 billion, let's even say 5 billion. It goes to 5 billion. Okay, what would that be? That would be a 51x. And let me tell you why it's going to happen. It's going to actually pass Pepe. And what's Pepe? What's Pepe's market cap? I'll put it right here. Let's look at Pepe. Okay, Pepe the Frog. It has a 3.9 billion market cap. Shiba, said it in one of my lives. I said Shiba will outstrip. I'm sorry. WikiCat will outstrip Shiba and Pepe combined. So when officially Big Rome says WikiCat is going to 38 billion market cap, I don't doubt him. He said the Lord showed me in a dream. By the way, the Lord there is capital. The Lord is big T and big L. I want to please let's give the Lord the honor. I'm not saying you are doing anything bad. I'm just saying that a lot of times we kind of just, the Lord. This is what I would say, and I usually use this for God. I don't do this one. Please, if you're, I don't do that one, right? Just so that we get it right. Okay. So that look at that. So I'm in agreement with you officially, Rome, big Rome. You're going to see this thing catapult. Okay, sounds like Marcus. Yeah. So why do you want to get rid of it? Why would you want to sell it or sell? I mean, you can take some profit. If you're in good profit, you can take some and put it into some other memes. But I would just hold my Wiki Cat because I saw it do 21x right before my eyes. But based on the do like this guy here, Onarje, see what Onarje did? Onarje did a lot of good work. He did his research. Yeah. Um, if you don't have a lot, you could do that, right? Sometimes people have only $2,000 to spare. Well, put it into WikiCat. I know somebody who just got 25 billion WikiCat before it went up, and he saw his account, just his wallet go crazy. It's like, what? I've never seen this kind of thing in my life. So, um, Onaje, as you feel led, because in my opinion, it's good to focus on a few rather than spreading oneself thin on many. Do you see what I mean? It's like then you start trying to catch all of these here. But one of the reasons why with the meme coinology course we gave people as much information as possible was because we felt that if people have that information, they can do whatever they want with it. We gave away information about on 21 meme coins. Now, there are meme coins that are under the WikiCat family. When you go, some of those are being given out for free. Even Prophet Ogebe said, "Look, these are some of them are not prophetic. They are the ones I personally support." And then he has influence, so people are going to move in that direction. But it doesn't guarantee returns. Particularly if God was not the one who was saying this is how this is going to be. Because remember, when the prophetic word goes out, there's also going to be a challenge to it. Every prophetic word has a challenge. Yes, few is better than many, Emmanuel. Thank you. Hey, Sean, how you doing? What is the best and preferred way to take? Is this Sean Derlin, or some other Sean? Oh, this Sean E. Okay, Sean, that's different. What is the best and preferred way to take some profit on WikiCat and still have a good amount to capitalize when it surges? I don't know. Like, what do you mean with your question? Like, okay, here's what I would say. If you could decide on a 10%, taking profit 10%, right? When it goes up, and then out of that 10%, you divide it into 50. So let's say you have, let's say you have 10 billion WikiCat, okay? And you paid like what would 10 billion cost now? $1,900, I think, 1,800. But you paid 190 for it. Now it's 10 times. You pay $190, but that is $1,900. Well, you can take the 190 you put in, or you can take 190 plus another 10% of the profit, which is the 190 times 2, or 190 times 190, whatever, right? So you get about $400 out. You hold that in USDC. That's my preferred currency to hold in. I wouldn't hold it in USDT, or you can hold it in BNB. The only problem with holding it in BNB goes up and down. BNB is the native asset of the Binance Smart Chain. So if you're doing this in WikiCat or in your cold wallet, always remember that every time you sell WikiCat or buy or swap or transfer, there is a 2% tax either way. So the burning mechanism for WikiCat is very high. That helps in reducing the supply over time. This is why you see sometimes the market cap is so much and yet the price is this is more, because supply is affecting the market cap. The supply is improving on the price, the supply going down, so it has a rapid burning mechanism. The same thing with BNB Tiger. BNB Tiger has 10%, so it's very high. In fact, when you are purchasing it, you have to increase your slippage in order to be able to get your purchase through, if you are getting it at source with Pancake Swap or any of the other DeFi settings. Yeah, so USDT is better. Yeah, why, Emmanuel, do you say so? You have to tell us why, sir. Yeah, it's always good to say it's better because of So we know exactly why, because my own position on it is that USDT is very shady. They got out of Europe. They couldn't, they're not operating in Europe. They were kicked out of Europe because they refused to be audited. And then now they are in the US, and they've been in the US of course forever, but they've always inflated Bitcoin. They mint out of thin air, just like what the government does. And so they're inflating the price of Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin truly worth what it is right now? Because it's what shores Bitcoin's price up is USDT. Don't get me wrong. I believe that Bitcoin is valuable, but is it worth what it is? Look at the reality of the market. It went all the way up to 116 and came down, went all the way up to and then came back down. And so there has been mints of USDT in the last little while to shore up the price. Well, now, so again, remember, 85 to 90% of the major Bitcoin minting facilities are in China. So that tells you something. So in America now, they don't want to be audited. So what did they do? They created a completely new coin called USAT. That's shady. But USDC is 100% on top of regulate. That's why they were minted right away. First of all, on the EVM, I say Ethereum virtual machine, and also on the XRP ledger very recently. And so that tells you something. They're sharing the space with RLUSD. And look at RLUSD. It's properly regulated. It already approaching 1 billion by the end of this year. We can take a look at RLUSD to see what I'm saying here. So RLUSD. So it's already at 789 million market cap. I mean, so 1 billion is just, as soon as things shake up with this, with the market changing, you're going to see it fly. No, I don't talk about the new BNB Tiger. I don't have any business with that. I don't like that one. So that one is going to crash heavy. So people who are in it should get out of it. I just believe it's going to go down. Okay. Yeah. You're welcome, Sean. I hope it helps. Are you on Penny Wallet or you are in your cold wallet? Whichever one you are using. Juke joint. I like what you're in. That's good. It's better to sometimes focus. I'm also even thinking of cleaning up my act and focusing on a few than being. I'm a little spread, but not that crazy. Hey, Pupunita. You don't sleep? It's late over there. Okay, let's see what Versatile is saying. Can you explain to me about the digital ID? I don't know anything about it. You can research that one, but I don't like the idea of digital ID. Are you in the UK? The UK are the one talking about digital ID. So, um, Keir Starmer wants everybody to have a digital ID. So the people are fighting it. Okay, yeah, Tangem is okay, but depending on how much you have invested. But I would think that some of these things are going to be very, very valuable. They're going to be very valuable, and it might make sense for you to move your assets around a little bit. Like you could buy the Ellipal Titan, or any of those other ones. So yeah, that would be my suggestion, honestly. Hmm. Yes, I like Penny Wallet. I think it's going to be one of the best wallets in the world, Patrick. The only thing about it is that it's so new and it succeeded right away. It's a new wallet that succeeded with I don't know how many holders there are, but most of the 130 holders of Wiki Cat have Penny Wallet. So the way they have worked on it, it's going to do very, very well. But I think that when you have a new product, a new digital product like that, there will be some bugs and things that need to be worked on. So yeah, there are some difficulties, but it is a great, great, great product in my own opinion. I think it's going to be one of the leading ones because they're thinking ahead and the guy is anointed, the team is anointed. Again, maybe my bias is, the knowing that the anointing of God does amazing things. When God gives a word and people stick to what He said, and they build it according to the pattern that they were shown, just like Moses was told to build according to the pattern that he was shown. Well, then you're going to see some amazing things happen, right? So All right. There's 53 of you here. I hope you've liked the video. Um, Please like the video. This is the way you let the algorithm fetch the people who are not aware that anything is happening. They will come out and watch. You see what I mean? So please like the video, like the video, like the video. And your comments are important too. As you're commenting and talking about things, it also helps with the algorithm. Okay. Patrick says awesome. Amen. This is the way you let the when Wiki Cat does search, what would be the best way? You can, wherever it's at, in tangent, it's quick. If I were you, I'll do what I call oil my off ramps. Your off ramp is how you get it out into fiat, and the fiat might, so what you do is you the best way is to yeah, you could sell it where it's at, because why would you want to go back to Penny Wallet? Remember, everything is in the blockchain. Penny Wallet is inside Binance, right? Tangem is connected to Binance, so there is an immutable key that gives all of the Binance, the BEP20 coins, one address on Tangem. Check it. You see what I'm saying is true. So that's what happens to um, um, the uh, non-custodial wallets where you can hold your stuff on your own. It's your keys, it's your crypto, but everything is on the blockchain. Imagine a sheet of paper that has a circle on it, a square on it, and a rectangle. The rectangle is your cold wallet, the circle is your hot wallet, and then the square would be like what would I call it? Like an exchange. They are all operating connected to the blockchain. Does that make sense? So it is within the environment of the blockchain that everything happens. So wherever you do your transfer or your swapping, you can swap in the Decent wallet. You can swap inside of the Tangent wallet, and it's very fast. For those who have done it, I have Tangems. I have two of them, but I don't really use them that much. I'm so used to the Ledger as well as the Decent, and now Tangem is a newer thing for me. I don't like the fact that it's too easy to use. I don't like things that are too easy to use when it comes to money. That's why I really don't like that the hydro company can take their money from my account. I like to pay it myself. you know but there's so many things. Mortgage, they take it. Mortgage, it's almost like, you're not the boss of yourself. They're the boss of you. They can just take your money anytime. I don't like that. I like the authority to be able to write my checks or send the money, e-transfer. Let me do it myself. I have hands. Convenience is one of the ways they steal our our ability to recognize how much power we have. And but anyway, that's just me. But I don't get me wrong. I have two tangems right here. So one was I got one, and I have SafePal as well. One of them was received when I went. It was a gift, and then the other one I purchased. But I have not. I'm yet to load it up, but I'm going to put some stuff on it in a little bit. Me either. That's why I like the Ellipal. I mean, think about having $10 million. Some of you have no idea what's coming. You have no idea. You are just thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna have. One guy said, oh, if I get $100, that's enough for me. Well, you know what? It's not about you. If you are a Christian and God called you into this, it's not about you. You just think people are thinking, I buy a new car, I buy a new house, and all of that. Those are good things, but this thing is more than a new house and a new car. It's more than, first of all, it's generational wealth. Secondly, or first of all, there is something that God is trying to network with his people. He's trying to empower the church. I read from Matthew chapter 24 in my devotional earlier this morning with the members. My life, I don't know if you've seen that one, but it was only about 30 minutes. And I was asking after you there because I didn't see you pop up, but I do understand. I said, oh, where is this one? Where is this person? Because I know people who would come on. But I was sharing the reason why I believe that the wealth transfer is imminent. And when you look at Matthew 24, look at all this talk of rapture, rapture, rapture. Now they're saying it's 6th and 7th of October. Whereas if you read Matthew 24, he said the first thing he answers when they asked him, what, how would we know the sign of your coming? He said, well, and the end of days. He said, well, be careful that you are not deceived. Then he talks about false prophets coming and all of that. And then he now goes on to say that he says there will be famines, there will be rumors of wars. He says there will be a kingdom will rise against kingdom. Do you see the turmoil in the world? Now think about it, my life. If there was famine and you had resources, don't you know that I'm sure you would be feeding the poor. I'm sure you would look for that Christian person in Canada, in Nigeria, who is farming yam. One day I was in a hotel on a retreat, and the Lord spoke to me. I went to the washroom at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he said, farm yams in Nigeria. This was like 2 years ago. I said, wow, what does that mean? And then my wife had a dream about a coming famine, and we were looking for $5. We couldn't find it. The powers that be in the world right now, many of them are on the dark side. Many of them are serving Satan. It's very obvious because of the laws they are making, because of the kind of thing. Look at all the international sports events. Look at how they open them. It's always some ugly side. Some kind of even the people that come to sing, the things they do prior. They even have statues of ancient gods worshipped by people who have long disappeared from the face of the earth. They have resurrected some of these things. So you have some serious demonic power and fallen angel power working amongst some of the powers of the earth. So this is why. So So when God transfers wealth, it is so that we use it. That's what exactly happened in Egypt. He gave them resources so that they could go out into the wilderness on their way to the promised land. They would build him a a tabernacle of meeting. Well, they made a mistake. They fell away when Moses was up in Sinai. They said, where is this Moses who led us out of the land of Egypt? Well, let's build Aaron. Here's the earrings. Here's the whatever, the gold we took from. Let's give you a little bit of it. Build us a golden calf and we can worship. So because some of the ways of Egypt had got, now they've tasted freedom, and it's like, okay, well, let's do whatever we want with our freedom. This is why one of the most important things you can do right now is to begin to seek the Lord for yourself, to work on your heart. In fact, people say, "Oh, when this wealth transfer happens, I'm going to give to the poor. I'm going to help my family. I'm going to." People are talking like that because they've never had money before. There's a video I watched 2 weeks ago. A Kryptonite shared it with me, but I had seen it already and watched it, but he shared after. So the title of the video is "The Dark Side of Wealth." The dark side of wealth. She was talking on that about how she became very wealthy from her YouTube channel and products that she was selling on there, and she was talking about how there's so many things that you are not prepared for, and this is why we are here trying to prepare ourselves and you, because some of the things that will happen have been revealed. I remember putting up something on Wiki Cat on X, and I was warning the community that about Christ likeness. I told the community in Wiki Cat, I mean, they don't know me, but I just felt that I had to give the word to them that Samapi has obeyed God according to what he was shown. However, many in the community are beginning to miss it. They're missing the point. They're already planning projects that God didn't give to them. And some of them, the men, are thinking of getting rid of their wives because now they have this little money. Some of them bought WikiCat when it had several zeros in it. And now they're seeing money they never imagined that they could have. And so the money is pushing them rather than them pushing the money. And again, I don't know anyone specifically, but this is what the Lord revealed to me. And even for myself and you, as you listen to me, we have to say, Lord, guard my heart. The Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So you ask God to guard your heart for you. He said, do not look neither to the left nor to the right. He says we should fix our eyes straight up, ahead of us. He also says that, if your body is, if your eye is single, so will your body will be full of light. He says we should look unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. So the devil knows that if you have resources, you are going to do damage to his kingdom. I'm telling you, this is the truth. Even when Jesus died, his body was carried by a wealthy man. You remember that? The body, his sorry, his he was buried in the tomb of somebody who was wealthy. It's to remind us that God owns everything, you know. Wife changing money. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So, and some of these people, women, there's nothing wrong with them. They are beautiful. They're okay. They have children with the man. But because, the enemy is who he is and has been whispering any little, a mistake, and maybe the woman did not also invest, just trusted, okay, the husband is doing the investment for us. We're praying, for the children. We will be able to send them to good schools and everything, and now he's got $100,000 in his portfolio. And in some countries of the world, $100,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So there are people who have over 2 trillion Wiki Cat from way back in the day because they were able to purchase it. So but you know you are very welcome, Patrick. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. You could have been on some other channel, but you're here on mine. So, Pupunita, Pupunita, Pupunita. I just like the name. I don't know what it means though. You should send me an email and come and do a session, one session with me, Pupunita. But I'm glad you made the meme coinology. So for the meme coinology, if you want to take that and share it with your family, please, I beg you, um, consider it. So for some of you, it's like, oh, whatever. Think about it. Go do it. Go pay pick it pay for it and download everything. It will be sent to you to be downloaded. Um, just a reminder. Hey, Leon, how you doing? So on November 6 to 9, I'll be back in Texas. I'll be doing 4 days of crypto education in Texas. So for those of you who would like to join us, just email me for all the details, aircrew.agility5p@icloud.com for information. I'll send you the information. And when you receive it, please don't forward it. I will beg you, or don't just share, because we want, especially if you choose to come and you make payment. Once you pay, we disclose the location. You're not supposed to, and we disclose the location about 3 days to the time, or thereabouts, or a week to the time, just so that we want to keep it as safe for everyone as possible. Okay. So there's so much scamming and thievery and criminal activity going on. So if you're coming to the crypto, the one-on-one conference, crypto conference in November, if you are planning to come, we also have 10 seats. That's it, 10 seats available, because it's meant to be a small learning group. So we start on Thursday morning by 9 a.m. and we go all the way to Sunday afternoon by 3 p.m. That's when everybody disperses. So your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner is taken care of, and it's top of the line food, because we want to make sure that people are healthy. Nobody gets sick while we're there, as well as so and very wonderful, gorgeous accommodations. So if you're new here and you're watching me, because if people come by quietly, and you want to email me, go on and email me right there about information regarding this conference. If you're looking to put $100,000 into crypto, you should learn about it. You shouldn't just jump into something because you've seen somebody's portfolio growing. You should learn more about it. So we take you from basically kindergarten steps, help you with your computer. We'll even recommend the kind of computer you should purchase before you get there. I would say an Airgapped, but if you cannot go Airgapped right now, those are expensive. You're looking at $3,000 to $7,000 for an Airgapped computer. But you can start with something and put a very, very solid like Bitdefender on it, and then you come out. And yeah, the email is very, very I do have on my Patreon, you can have a monthly session with me. The Patreon is coming live on October 1 by the grace of God. So October 1 is when it goes live. I've been delaying it for a while. I was really, really wrestling in my spirit about what I'm supposed to be doing on there. I can do many things, but I do them on YouTube already. And people are saying, well, you're giving a lot for $5.11. Well, that's what I chose to do. I go by how the Lord leads me. And then again, I'm not teaching people how to trade. I really don't trade. I can learn it and do. My wife does that. She likes to trade. I don't really enjoy trading, to be honest with you. People say, but don't you enjoy making money? Well, here's the thing. Thank you, King Jacquin. I didn't know you were still here. So if you have any question to ask Jacoby, he's on here. I mean, he won't divulge too much, but he's happy to help you. If you have a security question, just post it on there. Any question on security, he will just respond. He's such a wonderful, he's a blessing to the body, I'm telling you. And this is what I keep saying. God has people everywhere. And I don't, when this same swap thing happened, I was somebody in our church today, I made an announcement. Jacoby, I was talking about this same thing. And a brother came up to me after service and said, I lost money through Swim Swap from my credit card last week. And he said, I'm shocked that you are saying it because people don't expect a pastor to go up there. You're about to preach and you start talking about cryptocurrencies. And this is the second time I will mention cryptocurrency in the church. And I've been in it for several years. But some of our members that I will call and talk to, I just go by the leading of the Spirit. They're already involved. Yeah. Congratulations, brother. You're only in DAG. I'm not a maxi on anything. So you talk about DAG only. I'm not a maxi type. You get what I mean? So but I'm glad for you that you got there to where you want to be. So I hope that it goes up. I saw it go up in my dream, and I hold DAG, but I'm not. Um, I have various portfolio that I'm so various assets in my portfolio, and I think they will all do well. So I'm very happy for you. So you will be happy. What's that? My life. What's wow? Good evening, Chris. How you doing? God bless you. Is a DAG specialist. Yeah. That's Leon. Leon, I've talked to him one time. We had a chat, a phone chat. It was good. Hey, Elite, how you doing? Hey, I think I recognize that. I'm not going to say your name out, but did you get my email from this evening? I emailed you. I replied your email. Last name TEL. Because until I know you don't mind, I won't just say your name. Flare next. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay, good. That's awesome. All right. Okay. God bless you. Have a good one. All right. Did you get the email? Yeah, I asked you to awesome. I asked you to that if you want me to give you a shout, I could do that also. I'm very busy as you are busy, but I do find time. I think Casper is a good project, but each project I don't hold it, but each project has its community. And what I really don't enjoy is like chain link community. They're very, very abusive verbally. Um, I think the nicest community, to be honest with you, that I've seen out here is XRP. Prove me wrong, you know. And it comes from the top. If you look at Brad Garlinghouse, I watched a video today where he was talking, a 2-minute video, and he's never bashing anything. He doesn't even tell you to buy XRP. He just talks about Ripple, what they're doing, how they're. He's a focused individual. Remember, he used to be a vice president with Yahoo, and he was picked up from driving an Uber to become a top guy in Ripple. And the guy really, really, his demeanor, I just like it. So he doesn't. He says we can all succeed. You know. I moved here 20 years ago. I was born in Nigeria, but I moved here 20 years ago. I run a ministry. I'm head of a church as well as a Christian charity here, and I do other things too. So this is one of the things that I started doing in November of last year, after resisting for a while. And people ask the background all the time because they want to know if I have a degree in crypto. There's no degree in crypto. I hope that's not why you're asking. There's very little out there with respect to training people, and this is what is happening. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you. Okay, this is what is happening. Okay, they are putting I don't know how to put it. They are putting um you see the wealthy, not all of them, but that's the principle upon which they operate. Uh Leon, wouldn't say I'm an X. No, I'm not an XRP maxi. Did I call you a dag maxi? I didn't. I didn't. Did I say you're a dag maxi? If I said that, I apologize. Um, all right. So I'm not an XRP maxi, but I'm an XRP. Maxis are people who believe they say that's the only thing. There's nothing else. So I'm glad you're looking into Flare. My understanding was every time we talk, when you came on, you always said dag, 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 dag. So I have dag. I'm holding dag. I told you. I have a good bag of dag. So I'm not a maxi in that way. So if you are offended by what I said, sorry about it. I didn't intend to offend you, but that's just the reality. Is I'm not the Bitcoin maxis. When they come on here, they're so mad, they're so upset. So remind me, did I say you're a maxi? If I said so, then my apologies, but I didn't say. I don't think I heard me. Somebody tell me, did I call him a maxi? So so I don't know if you bought XRP, but you were not interested at the time when we talked. I called you. It was a free call. We had a conversation, right? And I stayed on it for a while. I mean, so I told you what my position was on things, and yeah, but I already was holding DAG. You were not holding XRP. So, and you remember it was my dream on DAG that I said I saw DAG go up to a price, right? That made you to come to my channel. Do you remember that? So that's to tell you, and I have shared about ETN. So yeah, my accent is the way it is because of there's different routes. I don't know, but yeah, it's just the way it is. Yes, conviction. Yeah, no, no, Maxi. If you are convicted about you are convinced, sorry, about a project, you stick to it. Like I'm convinced about electronium, and I got some information about electronium today that really amazed me. It was sent by one of our my member, the channel members. Really, 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 really good. They are going to be. Let me see if I can find it here. They're going to be doing something amazing. Oh no, yeah, we're gonna. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of hope in DAG, but you see, there's because I invested in DAG. I've been holding DAG for a long time. You wouldn't believe it. It was I took at the time I didn't have the funds, and they sent me. Bank of Montreal sent me a line of credit unsecured. Just came to my house. It was 4 days before Christmas, and I said some years ago. I looked at it. And I said, "Oh, I don't need this," and they gave me 90 days to use it. If you don't use it in 90 days, we'll know you don't. You're not interested. So later I found out they had a 300 million judgment, and that made them to have to do a lot of payments. So they were now looking for people to lend money to. So I said to my wife, yeah, I can use this to buy something. I said, I had a dream about DAG. I'm going to put it in DAG. So I bought DAG, and I've been paying it down ever since. And DAG is at a good place right now. You can load up. Actually, let's see, what is the price? Let's see what the price is. And a lot of people don't know about this project, by the way. DAG is Constellation. That's the other name. And look at the market cap. And, it's at 2 cents. 2 cents and one half, maybe a little over one half. So and the market cap is 77.48 million. This is something that will go to 10 billion market cap, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, please. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Yes, those are good projects. I hold CREP, but again, just make sure that you are not exit liquidity, because these projects are going to do well, but you have to learn the environment. People love prophecy, but they don't let me show you a scripture, okay? Please, everybody, the guy who made the comment about the prophets, I really respect them, but I want to share something with you that even Prophet Ogebe has been saying. He said the other day, um, So if you're a believer and you don't mind the Bible, here we go. You shouldn't if you are. So this is what it says. It says, Timothy, my son, I'm giving you this command in keeping with the prophecies once made about you, so that by recalling them, you might fight the battle well. Every prophecy has an attendant battle. As these prophets are telling you that, there's an attendant battle. Let me share some of the battles that you are likely to face. All right. Thank you, Leon. 2.7 cents. No, DAG is not IOTA. They are completely different. Leon, tell him what DAG is. Mhm. Yeah, I have some Packer from that one. Yeah. Prophet Joel Ogebe of Nigeria. Yes. So here's what happens. Okay. So let me show you the scripture here. So it says, Timothy, my son, I'm giving you this command in keeping with the prophecies once made about you, so that by recalling them you might fight about the battle well. Now let me take you to a different version. Let's look at the King James version, the authorized version. So how do you find the authorized? Ooh, where is it? Okay, authorized King James. Okay, so let's update that and let's see what it says. It says, "This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophets which went before on thee, that thou might by them that thou by them mightest war a good warfare." So the prophecies are your weapon to war a good warfare. So a lot of times people hear a prophetic word and they get excited. So let me give you an example. Prophet Ogebe gave some cryptos, and I bought one of them. I put about $600 in one of them, and that crypto is now my wallet is now $160. So basically, it went down. But because I understand that prophecies, there are battles that come with the prophetic word. Look at it there. The prophecy are that you might by them war a battle. There's a battle already waiting. That's why the prophecy came. So look at Christ when he came. The prophecy was that he would come to do your will, O God. That's what he said with his mouth. But after he came, look at the battle he has to go through. Look at the temptations of the enemy and all of that. And look at going to the cross and descending into hell and bringing captivity captive. And then God now in Philippians 2, the Bible says the Father gave him a name that is above every other name. He was elevated. So for us to be elevated to the next level, there are battles. Look at XRP that some of us have been talking about. Can you see how difficult it's been? Look at the 4-year battle in the courts. Somebody said just that court case alone made him know that that's the one. What's the purpose of Wiki Cat and the meme coins and the crypts? It is to help people in some other parts of the world who do not have the kind of outlay that we have here with the dollar. All right, US dollar, Canadian dollar, our currencies are stronger. Some of those people have put to get $100 is a lot of work for them. It's not easy. It's a big money in their economy. So this is the leveler. Crypto is the leveler. Someone started with $1,000, and now that thousand is $100,000 in WikiCat years ago. It's now gotten to a point where the money has increased because was it $1,000 they started with or 2,000, whatever, but they have gotten so much money out of what they started with, right? So back then $10 will give you like a billion or whatever. you know so I don't remember. I have to check the wallet. I have to check the wallet to see. So but so now you ask me, which coin did you buy that went down? All of them are down right now, including WikiCat. So you see what I'm saying? But that coin is probably going to come back up. Remember, this same thing happened. You see, nothing is new. Nothing is new under the sun. And they say history rhymes, right? This same thing happened way back in the day when people began to insult and curse at him because they said, "Oh, he's a false prophet. He's just trying to make money off of people." Now, when WikiCat began to rise, everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, well," and people were quiet instead of apologizing. Okay, so I'm glad you know. So the prophecies are one thing, but how yeah, our interpretation and how we work with them. And that sometimes prophets will tell you something. Uh, they will say, like Prophet Ugebe said recently, he said This is not a prophecy. So we have to know when he says this is not a prophecy. That other guy said that he saw Decentraland, and people rarely talk about that crypto. And I think it's a very good one too, Decentraland. So that's Mana. And look at it, it's now at 29 cents. Just, I mean, like look at it from 27 to 29 cents. So we are approaching. Remember what my title is today, guys? Can you see what the title is? It's the title is Hold XRP, XLM, any ISOs, and a meme like Wiki Cat. Harvest is at the door. So that's what the harvest is at the door. So if you hold any cryptos that have promise, the harvest is at the door. Your job is to just enjoy, wait, and relax. It's going to come. It's going to come. Oh no, I think they're great dudes. They're very balanced prophets. Yeah, I like. Why is everything down? No, no, no. The markets are basically down. Look at what happened. Let's go to the market again. Let's see. Am I sharing this? Share this. Okay. So let's look at why everything is down. Let's go to that's a good question. I like that question. Because sometimes we just have to ask why so that we don't get ourselves twisted, all our underwear in a wad because it's down. So let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the grand poobah of all cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin, right? Then you have your altcoins, okay? And the altcoins, you have the utility coins, you have the meme coins, you have the AI coins, and a couple other coins here and there that are doing different types of things. But generally speaking, they are all altcoins, alternate coins. So Bitcoin came down. I mean, if we look at the 1 month chart right here, Bitcoin was sitting at 117,000 as its new all-time high. And then what happened is it fell all the way from 117 down to 108,000 on the 25th of September. That's just a few days ago, basically dragging the entire market with it. In fact, funny enough, one of the cryptos I was doing differently, if you compare side by side, was Wiki Cat. Like, and I explained to people, I said, Wiki Cat is like, meme coins are like children in the backseat of their parents' cars. Whenever some of them are attentive, some are playing video games in the back, some are looking out the window, looking at that pet dog that is running across on the, jumping on the park bench and off, and people walking their dogs, or whatever, and they are distracted by that, or they get to where they are going and they jump out of the car before you can even say, hey, kids, well, hold on, if you don't have the child lock on. WikiCat is like that. It has its own community. It has its own, the community is very, very strong, that sometimes when Bitcoin is behaving a certain way, the community will say, no, we're not. It can easily decouple from Bitcoin in the same way, by reason of the strength of the community and the adoption globally. The same way XRP, the same way all of these other cryptos, Axelar, DAG, whatever, when they come to full maturation and the reason for the ideation behind the product comes to maturation, it will decouple from Bitcoin. Because what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin really, in my opinion, is the biggest meme of all. It's a meme coin. It doesn't do anything. But it has utility. What's the utility? To hold, to store? It's a store of value. Well, yeah, it's new technology. And I say the coin, the new technology is not just the coin, it's the entire ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? You start with the blockchain. That is why the ISO cryptos are not usually, they are not compliant in themselves. It's not the crypto that is checked. XRP is not ISO 222 compliant because it doesn't have to be. It's the XRP ledger that is ISO 222 compliant. The same thing with the Proton network, right? By Metallicus, it is the blockchain that is the XPR network that is ISO. The same thing with Zinfin or at IOTA. It is the or Algorand. It is the environment, the ecosystem, how it operates, how it works. One of the things for it to be compliant is One of the reasons it's the first and the biggest meme coin of all. That's why meme coins can be what they are. That's why Shibarium is what it is. It's Bitcoin. The scene is, sorry, it's based on the concept of Bitcoin, right? But and then they have improved. See, the reality is this: you need to understand those who created Bitcoin. There are a team of people who left the programmers in Bitcoin to start XRP. It's hard for people to see it because media and those who don't want you to know, they talk and talk and talk. Let me tell you one thing you need to understand. So let me finish with the ecosystem. So the ecosystem is how everything works, the burn mechanisms for the particular crypto, how fees are taken, gas, all of that stuff, the in and outs, all right, the wallets that are connected to the blockchain. Nothing leaves the blockchain. Everything is on the blockchain. Everything, nothing leaves. Nothing leaves. Your cold wallet, this cold wallet thing that we're talking about, does not hold your cryptos. Your cryptos are held on the exchange. Sorry, not on the blockchain. And then when you have cryptos on the exchange, they are held on they have a door to the exchange, to the blockchain. Everything's on the blockchain. So KuCoin, for example, is connected to several blockchain. There are multi-chain platforms, just like Trust Wallet is a multi-chain wallet, but everything is on the chain. But how is it that exchanges can deny you access to your crypto? Simple. You put it on there, you give them access, so the keys are not yours. But if the keys are yours, because they're sequestered in a mailbox called Cold Wallet Mailbox. That's my name. I just give you that name. Just like so, your Cold Wallet is actually your key. The keys are a set of numbers that is recognized. Okay, this all algorithmic. Remember, it's all based on cloud computing. If you understand email, you'll understand crypto. You just need to focus and study email, because all of crypto is based on email technology. The difference is you now have numbers, right, for your wallet address. Bitcoin price just changed right in front of our eyes. So this is what's dragging the entire market down. All right, I was going to say something, but I forgot. Um, what's your opinion on Lunk? Well, so what I did, I had a Lunk, and I took it was what I had left was very little, but I took $300 out of it, and I went to I put it in Wiki Cat now, and it's worth 10 times what it was sitting on Lunk. So that's what I did. Now I can buy my Lunk back, no problem. So once the Wiki Cat does a little bit of a jump, I can buy it back if I want, or just not bother about it. But I think it was a long hold. And again, this is not to say it's bad. I think it's good. But how much do you have in it? If it's $100, $200, I don't know. Like, if you are making good money, you can still put money in other things, because there's a lot of promising cryptos now. Hmm. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are being pumped by the mainstream media. Of course, that's the first red flag for those crypto. Look at what is being suppressed and put down by the media. Those are the ones to watch. They have to do that. They just have to do that. So let me explain. I have a video coming out that I'll explain this. So it's about the wealthy elite. Okay. So this is how they operate. I put out a video day before yesterday, where I talked about the 1%. In fact, that video had a poor showing, but it's beginning to pick up. You know, at about 700 views now. But usually my videos in about 5 hours, we have 800 to 1,000 views. So uh, beside being shadow banned, it should do very well. So I talked about the rich, and I talked about what they do. The wealthy, and I said you can begin to do that right now. The wealthy they don't make money later. They make it now, but reap it later. So they sow the seed now. So what do? They look out for where the opportunities are. That's knowledge. They find out, they know things about where the trajectory of money is headed. So then they take what they have to learn about that direction. Once they have a little bit of knowledge and they find a few experts, wealthy people pay to find out what's going on. So some of us are behaving like wealthy people, though we're not wealthy. So how are we behaving like that? We're finding out what's happening. You are behaving that way. You are on here. You could be watching a Netflix show. You could be watching somebody doing belly dancing. You could be, you could do whatever you want. But here you are watching someone talking on a live. There's 68 people here. You should go to a YouTube and see somebody's on a live and is just cursing Trump and his family. Oh, it will never be well for them. The Trump is a thief. He made money from crypto, and they don't have any money, and they're asking, please, if you have any donations, please give to me, give to me. But Trump is evil. Oh, there's another person, and all they're talking about is how the white people are going to kill us all. We're done. Oh, we're going to go back in chains. Well, you don't know. And there's there's 500 people watching and saying, yes, brother, keep going. You are correct. Oh my God, you are so right. Everywhere I see, here we are, 67 of us learning. This is why only 1 to 2% control the wealth. And somebody said, Johnny Mata, you are using, I they enjoy this life well. How did you? He's speaking Nigerian pidgin. Oh my God, you floored me, Johnny. You must have used AI, right, to do this. Yes, just angry and angry and angry. Sometimes it's YouTube will suggest those sites to me, and they just go on and on. I see a lot of black people who are like, "Oh, we are the real Israelites." I said, "Okay, so if you are the real Israelites, what are you? What are you going to do about it? You hate everybody else, but you are the real Israelites, and you cannot even afford." To buy pizza for your family, and you are sitting there just complaining and complaining and complaining while other people are moving on. Johnny Mata is on the roof taking care. He doesn't look at me and say, "Oh, you're a black guy. I can't talk to you." There's people on here. Chris is not like, "Oh, I can't. I'm white. You are black." No, we are a family under God. We bleed the same blood, man. Yes. So I didn't show you the math, but I want people to do the exercise themselves on that video. So that's it. Look at how many of us. Look at Leon and Ferguspan and all these people who have invested into their conviction instead of finding who to fight. Oh my God. Yes. So that video, I talked about the rich. The first thing they do is they gain knowledge. Once they are certain about what they've gained, they take a risk. It's called an informed, calculated risk, an educated risk. It's that kind of risk. Sometimes they even borrow money against their assets. Not sometimes, they do it all the time. So they already have an asset that is doing well. See, let me beg you, if you are here today and you own a rental property for the past 10 years, and that rental property has a lot of equity in it, go and take some of that equity, I beg you, and put it into cryptocurrency. And before you do that, take a course. If you don't like my channel, find somebody who's teaching genuinely. Look at them, get the reviews, and learn about the space before you put your money into the space. If you own a home and you have almost paid off your mortgage, what is the use of the house sitting there with $300,000 inside of it and another mortgage of $100,000 remaining, and you bought it for $150,000 a few years ago, and you say, well, I'm 60 now, I don't know, I don't know, what don't you know? Take money out of that, because the banks will tell you, take money out of it, take a vacation, let the bank take care of it. Banks, I don't want you to take care of my vacation. I'm going to take care of my vacation from the remainder of the money after I pay the mortgage on my rental, I pay the insurance, I pay the principal, I pay a little bit on principal, I pay the interest, right? What else? What else do you have? Principal, interest, taxes. I pay taxes on the property. Then I find out that, okay, at the end of the year, I have $3,000 left. All right. Then I go and find me a ticket. I add all my points from the last ones that I have, and I get the best seat on the plane. And then I fly somewhere with my wife with the $3,000 and the $500 from the points. I use it also. So when I come back, I rent a very nice car that I don't own, the luxury of luxuries. It could be a Maserati, it could be a whatever. I rent it and I drive it and open so it's a sunroof or moonroof or whatever you call it, and just and then I come back. The only color I see is green. You see what I'm saying? So the wealthy, they look ahead and they plant the seeds. Then this is what I want to finish with. They always sell at their top to the middle class and the poor. This is the problem. So you say, but what of us when we get wealthy? Are we going to do this? That's a question you have to answer yourself seriously. Yes, Karina, thank you for that. You have to answer that question because in reality, you have to sell, somebody has to buy. But here's the good news. You're investing in something that you can actually use as a what? BMW, yeah. You can use something as a collateral. So that's what happens. They're going to sell to you at the top. And this is why you see that guy saying, "Oh, let me see this video here. I can show it to you." He's offering to sell Bitcoin.
He agrees as well. BlackRock's Rick Reeder was interviewed on CNBC yesterday, and they asked him, "What do you think is the ideal investment portfolio?" And Rick had a couple of surprises in here. Take a listen to what he said.
Can you hear this, guys? Say yes if you can hear this. Otherwise, I have to share it by airdrop and then show it to you because it's on my phone. Could you hear it? Okay, I'm going to share it. All right, I'm going to share it and then just show it to you. Give me 1 second. So here's Anthony Pompliano, who has like 1 million. Okay, let's go. Watch this. Hear how the rich operate. He talks about clipping 6% is great, whatever. You know, in crypto, 6% per annum is going to be a joke because Nexo is already giving you 12% for 300,000 USDT lodged with them. Go and check it. I may be wrong. I think 12 to 14%. Go check it. That's a crypto bank. Okay. So let's keep going. Whoops. What did I do? Okay. Okay. When people tell you, listen, when people tell you, you remember the media when they were talking about COVID and during COVID, and when they talked about Donald Trump and all the things, oh, he's a thief, he's a criminal, he's this and that. Now all these things are coming out, and the media and the Democrats and some Republicans were the criminals. They were the thieves. We're seeing all the information coming out, right? Okay. Do you trust the media? Somebody type, do you trust the media? Now let's hear what he says. Listen to the question and listen to his answer. So let's listen to the question again. Oh my God. You can't hear? Oh, you can't hear. Okay, sorry. What do you mean read my comment? I couldn't see my comment because I was trying to fix it. Okay, so let me do it this way. Sorry, guys. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna play it on my phone. I don't know why you can't hear. No, look at the chat. Okay, okay. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God. Sorry, but can you hear me still? Yes, I just got the thing about no sound. So I'm going to play this. So this is Anthony Popliano. It's the same thing. I'll play it now. Please listen. Tell me if you can hear. I'm just playing it off my phone.
BlackRock's Rick Reeder was interviewed on CNBC yesterday, and they asked him, what do you think is the ideal investment portfolio? And Rick had a couple of surprises in here. Take a listen to what he said. What do you think the ideal portfolio is supposed to look like today? We're surrounded by investors. We're surrounded quite literally by financial advisors who are thinking about that, retail investors who are watching. I mean, what does it look like today?
Very different than the past. So maybe I'll start with the equity market. I mean, the first thing I would say, we're going through the most extraordinary technology dynamic I've ever seen before. I would stay long equities. By the way, you can buy volatility very cheaply to manage your exposure. I stay long equities oriented to where growth and technology is. In fixed income is amazing. You're still clipping 6%. Would I stay 5 years in on the curve? I'd still clip that coupon. We're extending a little bit out. And then, quite frankly, I mean, there's some interesting things to do in privates, bespoke markets. And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin, things that give you a little bit of ballast in the portfolio against potential for currency depreciation.
When you talk about Bitcoin should be part of the portfolio, what kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%, which generally seems to be what people are talking about, more or less?
It seems high to me. So I run our global allocation fund. We're running long equities. We're heavy income. We're running, in the 3 to 5% region on gold. Gold strikes me today as a better currency hedge. Bitcoin tends to trade with vol, tends to trade with the Nasdaq. So we're running considerably lower than that in crypto. I just think it's going to go up, and I think it's a good expression. But 5 seems high to me, but it depends where you are in your life and how much risk you want to take.
Now, here was my takeaway. Rick talked about being long equities. That makes sense. But specifically, growth and tech, that's driving all the stock market return. So Wall Street understands that. Then he was big on fixed income. I'm not as big on the fixed income side, but that's really his thing. So they're doing a lot to drive cash flow on that front. But let's talk about the thing that everyone wants to talk about, which is that he said that hard assets, Bitcoin and gold, putting those two together, coming from somebody who's very well respected on Wall Street, that's a big deal. But 5% Bitcoin, he thinks, is too big. That's what their gold position is. Instead, they've got a much smaller allocation to Bitcoin. Now, my guess is that Rick Reeder, 20 years from now, if he's still in the game, he's going to be the guy saying, well, actually, Bitcoin's a bigger allocation than gold. See, this is...
Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened. Some of you are now saying there's no sound. But here's what I wanted to say with respect to that. My apologies. I thought I could show that, let you hear that. But when you see the media talking about, yeah, I don't know what happened. But the point that if you watch that, I can put it in the comments later for you guys, this particular one. And you can just go watch it. So the media, somebody said something earlier today that when the media is talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know that is not the one. Who made that comment? Was it Tim Dumar? Yeah, I think it was Tim. So yeah, Tim said, Tim, was it you? You made the comment earlier. You said, yeah, it when they say it's some people are so impatient, they don't understand that sometimes I'm doing 3 things at the same time. I'm not even sure what happened, whether there's an anti-sharing feature on this thing, I don't know. So everything as I normally do it is working. Oh, you heard it. Okay, thank you, Constance Shumba. Yeah, okay, great. So here's the thing. The reality is they're telling you, come and buy Bitcoin. So Anthony Pompliano says, oh, in another 5 years, this guy will be the one saying, oh, Bitcoin, because the guy was saying, I don't think you should put up to 5% of your portfolio in Bitcoin because of this new technologies and all of that kind of stuff. And, they are moving towards gold. And then Anthony Pompliano, who's a younger man, says, well, the old guy is the one who's going to have problems in the future because he realized that he should have had more into Bitcoin. See, they're trying to tell you, come and buy Bitcoin. I'm telling you, Anthony Pompliano probably has a lot of Bitcoin. And so they've invested 5, 10, 16, 5, 10, 12, 13 years ago. And now they are at this point, they have to offload. So you've got to be the exit liquidity. Here's the reality. The wealthy will not buy from the wealthy. They need the billions of people who are in the middle class to buy a little bit of Bitcoin at a time, with the promise. If you read my post in YouTube, on YouTube post, I put a post earlier today on that. I just wrote it quickly after I finished my live with the members, and I put it up there. Bitcoin is the one. Michael Saylor said, if you don't buy Bitcoin at the top, you are leaving money at the table. Who is he talking to? He's talking to people who are glued to their TVs. You think Bill Gates was watching that TV show? He wasn't. He's looking for where he can inject people with mosquito, with viruses. He's not watching TV. They are busy doing their damage everywhere they go. So you know what I said. So no, I'm not talking about you guys who sent me text. That's fine. I'm just like, sometimes it's people don't realize that you're doing your best, but technology sometimes, and somebody may even have an anti-sharing feature. I don't know that, won't let it go out. So I just had to play it on the phone. But hey, my friends, you are taking position. You are doing what the wealthy do. There's nothing wrong with doing something for future generations. Here's what we have to watch. Friends, the Bible says, be content with such things as you have. We don't want to be greedy. We don't want to be selfish, because when you are greedy, like some of the wealthy of the world, then you fall into the trap that Satan has set for humanity. Let's not be greedy. Let's just ask God to help us to be content. Say, it's a prayer you can pray. Say, Lord, give me a heart that is content. How much do you really need as an individual to eat and to live well, and for your 4 generations after you? You just need to have what you have, make a plan with it. No matter how rich you are, you cannot eat a bowl of spaghetti more than what you usually eat. In fact, you may even find that you start eating less, and you streamline what you eat, not just anything, not just every McDonald's burger or whatever. No, or KFC. I'm more careful. Can make sure you can eat more Wagyu beef if you want. Oh my God. All right. So that's all I wanted to do today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. It's been an hour and 17 minutes on here. I want to say thank you to our moderators who have been so helpful. Today, we didn't have bots jumping in. Today, we didn't have people getting mad and angry and whatever. Constance Shumba, are you new to the channel? I can't remember seeing you. Maybe you were here and I talked to you. I'm not sure. But, I try to remember people, but the channel is growing. We're approaching 12,000. Help me get it to 12,000. Share. Let me know what you think. Now, let me see if there's any more questions before I go tonight. Good evening, E. Kamau. God bless you. How are you? Any questions before I go? I have a question. Once you become very successful from XRP, will you still make videos? I'm already successful. So, okay, I see what you mean. Multi-millionaire. I'm already successful by the grace of God, but I started making videos led by the Holy Spirit. Look at my Patreon. It's taking long. I've been telling you guys for 2 months that I want to start a Patreon, but I've like to listen in and key into what the Lord might be leading me to do. And we can get it wrong, but I will be making videos more like helping people. Like I want to be able to hold people's hands. My crypto course is titled "Hold My Hand." Hold My Hand Crypto. You know that, right? Hold My Hand Crypto. So let me show you. I have also the one on my Buy Me a Coffee is called Hold My Hand Crypto. So the reason why I called it Hold My Hands is because of what I feel that God has called me to do. I have this desire to help people. I'll show you what I do. Just so you are aware. So let's say if you've ever been on my coffee page, I'm going to share this with you. Okay, you quietly follow. That's cool. So this is coaching for people on this side of the border, or anyone who wants to come across one-on-one. Just this one person, And then there is also life and ministry coaching with AH. I did that, a while back, and I've had a few people come in and take that. And then you have the XRP calculator at work. But this is the thing. This is my star thing. Hold My Hands Crypto Coaching with AH. So I feel that the coaching will extend into people's personal lives, family life, raising children, managing their resources. I don't know that a person in the bank is the best bet to go to help you manage your money. I think you have to find people who have managed their money well, who have managed their resources well, and are investing. I've been investing in real estate for a long time. I mean, I wouldn't say that I've been successful everywhere, but the mistakes I've made at my age, I think I can help other people who are coming by. So that's my question. That's the question that's my answer to your question. Thoughts on Cryptcoin? I think it's good, based on what I've heard the prophetic voices say, but I'll say do your own research. All of those coins are, you see, the restrictions to in Africa right now, there's not a lot of regulation restricting people from proliferating coins. If you try to start a coin in Canada, it's very difficult, very difficult. But they have somebody sent me an AI report yesterday night about actually floating a coin here. It's not a joke. So it's a different set of rules. I think in the States also. So a lot of these other countries, they can just create it before regulation catches up with them. People have made money with it, and it's good. It's a good opportunity. They are using it well. They are really using it well, particularly members of the church. Um, you know, so Cryptcoin is okay. Uh, you enjoyed what? Good dance moves. Okay. So, any other questions? We're rounding off. It's almost 1.5 hours that I've been on here. I had a live for our members earlier today. That was very good. So you can watch that. If you're a member, please go and watch that video. It's titled "The Wealth Transfer is Why the Wealth Transfer is Imminent," and I used Matthew 24 to explain in relation to this talk about rapture, that we're leaving this world. I'm not. I don't want to stay here forever. I want to go and meet Jesus, but I also understand that He says, "Occupy till I come." Which link was that? I can't remember. Michael Taylor. I think there was a link, but I don't. I can check it right now. Which one? Is it the one on Electronium or? Okay, so I don't see anyone here. It depends on which post you're talking about, but I don't see a link. What were you talking about, Michael? So there's this post I put out where I talked about. I said, "Are you going to buy Bitcoin from the wealthy?" So that's just what I'm talking about here. Yeah. Was it? I don't think it showed up. I can't see it here. What is it about? I don't see it. I don't. Depending on how long it is, if it's a short video, yeah, I can. But some of the videos are a little bit more. If it's like 20 minutes or more, man, I may not have the time, but I could glance quickly at it to see what it's saying. It's not showing. There's nothing here. I just checked. Maybe you try to repost it. All right, my friends. I thank you so much, everyone. You guys have been awesome. It's always a delight watching, you know, here being on here with you. Thank you for the patience. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I didn't see anything on there. So maybe but what's the title? What is it about? And if you join my Patreon and you own a business, I think you can always use the invoices or payments and kind of claim them as a development, right? Personal development or something of the sort. That would work so that you don't. And one more time, there is the I'm coming to Texas November 6 to 9. So if you would like to join us there, please kindly send me an email. That's the email you should be sending to, and it's in the description as well. I'll be glad to meet with you. It's about XRP and Bitcoin. Okay. Ooh, I don't know what happened to it. Sorry. All right, guys. God bless you. Have a good night in Jesus' name. I'll see you during the week. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. but I have videos up.